So, your twin flame decided to stick around. Inner union happened. The chaos settled. The push-pull dissolved. And naturally, almost effortlessly, your twin came back into your life. This is the part very few people talk about. Because once union happens, a new question arises. Now what? What happens after twin flame union isn't dramatic. It isn't euphoric in the way the ego imagines. It isn't fireworks, obsession, or intensity. In fact, if you're honest, it may feel surprisingly quiet. And that's exactly how you know it's real. Your twin didn't return because you healed, manifested, chased, or figured anything out. They returned because you reached inner union. Inner union isn't something you did, it's something you stopped doing. You stopped gripping, you stopped obsessing, you stopped needing. You stopped living from the ego. And when the ego fell quiet, your soul came forward. That state naturally drew your other self back, not as a reward, but as a reflection. Energy always seeks balance. When you stabilized internally, the system stabilized externally. But here's the part that matters most. Union isn't permanent unless consciousness is. Yes, you can ruin it, very quickly. This might sound harsh, but it's honest. You can absolutely destabilize union by slipping back into ego consciousness. The moment you start monitoring the connection, start fearing loss, start analyzing their behavior, start needing reassurance, start attaching your identity to the relationship, the system destabilizes again. Not because your twin is punishing you, not because union was fake, but because you left the state that created it. Union doesn't survive ego, and that's why union feels fragile to those who don't understand what it actually is. This is not where your spiritual journey ends. This is where it actually begins. After union, you must continue doing soul stuff. Presence, awareness, meditation, stillness, neutrality, non-attachment. Not to keep your twin flame, but because this is now how you live. Union doesn't require effort, but it does require consciousness. You stay in union by staying aligned with who you really are. The moment you abandon your spiritual grounding, the ego steps back in, and ego always creates polarity. This is the part that surprises most people. Life with your twin flame in union feels normal, quiet, grounded, peaceful. It feels like being by yourself, because you are with yourself. There's no constant emotional roller coaster, no intensity addiction, no drama loops, no highs and lows. And to the ego, that can feel boring. The ego craves stimulation. It thrives on chaos. It mistakes intensity for love. But the soul recognizes peace as truth. Here's another truth rarely spoken. Physical union doesn't feel how the mind fantasized it would. It's not overwhelming passion. It's not a consuming desire. It's not obsession. It's grounding, safe, still. There is deep intimacy, but without urgency. Connection, but without hunger. Closeness, but without attachment. Sex, if and when it happens, is conscious, gentle, present. There's no taking energy from one another. There's just shared being. Again, this can feel underwhelming to the ego, but it feels like home to the soul. Union is not a peak experience. It's not a spiritual climax. It's a new baseline of consciousness. You don't wake up every day thinking about your twin flame. You don't obsess over the connection. You don't relive the journey. The twin flame narrative fades into the background. And this is when people panic and think, have we lost the connection? No. You've integrated it. The journey no longer defines you. It no longer consumes you. It no longer needs attention. You are simply living. Even after union, the ego doesn't disappear completely. It will test you. What if this ends? What if they leave again? What if I mess this up? These thoughts don't mean union is failing. They mean awareness is being invited. Every time you choose presence instead of fear, every time you choose being instead of doing, and every time you return to stillness, you stabilize union again. The secret to lasting union is neutrality. You don't cling. You don't resist. You don't control. You don't define the future. You allow. You let life move. You let energy flow. You let your twin be who they are. The more neutral you remain, the more stable the connection becomes, because neutrality is unity. This is the final truth. Twin flame union is not the end goal. It's a side effect, a reflection, a mirror. The real journey is consciousness, awareness, presence, truth. When you remain aligned with your soul, union remains. When you abandon it, polarity returns. It's that simple. And once you understand this, you stop fearing loss, because you know union lives in you. And wherever you are in consciousness, your twin flame will always meet you there. If you're ready to go deeper into your journey and receive personalized guidance, you can book a one-on-one chat session with me, which I offer on a pay what feels right to you basis using the link in the description. Stay present, stay aligned, and remember, love is your truth.